Hello boys, Cool Yoshi here, and welcome back to my all quests walkthrough in World of Warcraft Classic as an Alliance Paladin. In the last episode, we did all of the Night Elf starting zone and ended in kind of a weird way. We actually warped to the incorrect spot. As I found out, the character stuck mechanic, basically, if your Hearthstone is on cooldown and if you use this, you could basically just, a game will just kill you there and you could teleport to the graveyard. So I didn't actually use that correctly, so I actually got teleported to the graveyard. So in order to actually do that properly from now on, we'll probably actually have to do a strict up death, which will be either by drowning or just pulling extra mobs. To be fair, though, it's a lot safer to do it that way. I don't really know what to choose, so I'll just choose the spring water. Again, because of my route, I have quite a bit of quests that have to be done on Alliance. So, and, well, wait, no. I mentioned this area is really hard to get back to. So, because I messed up, I basically went back to this area off screen. I mentioned that I'd be in Dolnar, and I did just that, so yeah.
I am honored. Good luck.
And yes, my armor is kind of busted because I went and did Death Warp, so although I'm at tier a little bit quicker and different. Now, if I ever do this in the future, I probably should have just went down to the...
I don't have enough money.
Ooh. That's kind of ouch. Ouch. Thankfully, I haven't actually sold all my stuff yet, so I guess I'll just sell now. I was gonna sell at some point, but I guess we'll definitely do it now. Been a lot. That's kind of ouch, not having enough to repair, but that was only for a little bit. Now I don't even have to deal with that anymore. So for pretty much the rest of the game's questing, the best way to really speedrun these is to just do multiple quests in one loop and then come back later to do them.
Greetings. May the stars guide you.
How may I help?
This area has a ton of quests, actually. Quite a bit to do. Oh, here's the trade supply guy I wanted to find. So we're gonna pick up the mining pick this time, so that we don't have to worry about that. Alright. And we basically haven't really true died once. Most of our deaths have been just intentional. The first, of course, being the one for the wetlands run.
I'm listening.
Which just shows you how good I actually am, because being able to use quest to just go and do like a death warp. Whenever you can do that, it really saves you a lot of time. Okay. From the looks of it, the Jade File is in Starby's village to the right, so we'll start by going to the right. Oh, this quest isn't available on the mini-app, by the way, the Road to the Ashes, because, this is actually gotten from a patroller mob. Now, since I already have one of the Stringent Owl quests, now I'm gonna finally start just killing stuff on the way. Gonna use my buff to pull them early. Because again, this kind of stuff takes a really long time to get to certain questing, so from now on we'll be trying to probably kill as many things on our way to another objective as we can. we're getting really lucky. These fades aren't easy to get. I remember the last time I did this on my night elf, I took a time to get these.
Peace be with you.
And that's the quest I was trying to go for. This gets kind of crazy after a little while, actually. Just straight up going backwards for most of your... This is pretty crazy. This is a warrior, so he doesn't really have much buffs. We're gonna give him a buff this time. It's always nice to give people buffs whenever you can. Yeah. Now, in one of the first videos, I talked about potentially at one point that I never really went into a guild. Well, that's because I'm actually interested in stuff in far better. I was gonna try and basically wait until I had a chance to get in a raiding guild, because the raid content is kind of difficult. You basically have to be in the best guild or so to do that. Well, not necessarily the best guild, just a raiding guild in general. And in order to do that, you first have to do a lot of quests to get attuned to the raids, so I decided against it this time and actually went with the standard guild. So this is my guild if anybody wants to join it right now. It's full of mostly low levels, but I don't mind because obviously if you have a guild, it actually does help you significantly with finding groups for dungeons, so you can ask for your fellow guildies to actually help you do dead mines. So we may be using that find a group a little bit quicker. We'll probably still start random, but I'll definitely ask my guild for help in a couple of circumstances. Okay, this is the one we want right in here. Let's fill that one. And again, since stuff takes a really long time to do in vanilla, we'll be trying to just do it on the way. Ooh, this one's yellow. Once we start taking on yellow mobs, it's gonna become very difficult. This adds also to the fact that because of the route I'm taking, I'm not going to actually get any spells until later when I go back to Goldshire. That's probably going to be one of the first fades I do, honestly, is get extra spells, because those are really important to get. Trying to move is less often, because if you move a little too much, you might be thrown into a battle that you don't want to be in, so that's what I was trying to avoid there, but we'll try and move as much as we can in doing this. See, look at this. These mobs are actually starting to damage us. This is where it gets crazy, and oh, look at this. Yeah. Now you can see that the game's gotten really hard. These areas sometimes have a lot of mobs. I'm gonna try and either look for an area that doesn't have these or has our stuff. Ooh, I'm gonna just kill this. Not too worried about getting too many extras, since I'm just gonna be killing them anyways. This melee attack section, as you can see, is quite so yeah, if we pick up more than 2 mobs, we're gonna probably die instantly, so to be kind of cautious on how we do this. For this one, I think I'm just gonna heal in here and see if there's any mobs in here. Ooh, there is none. Yes, this is a free one. Not every quest will be like this. Very often, only mobs nearby. This next one, probably gonna be at least a little bit difficult. I remember the last time I did this, I had to fight a couple of guys. If that's the case, I could always just heal tank them. Okay. Yeah, I can't skip these guys, so we're gonna have to pull a couple of them. I might be able to skip them by, like, doing something else, but, yeah. Okay, let's start doing a little melee attack on them, then. And we're gonna actually have to use our heal. This is what Paladin does, really. You just use heals and attack enemies one by one. Gonna try and rush down one. Oh dear, another one's coming. Right as I killed that guy, too. I could just die and not have to deal with this and do a one-mob fight, but the death warps of these are kind of actually painful. I don't think there's really many graveyards nearby, so I'm gonna actually try and do it without doing that. But yeah. Paladins are a little bit better, by the way, than a standard warrior class that you normally get, because obviously, when you have a heal like this, it's kind of broken. The reason Druid's not as good is, although they do have a heal as well, even though Druids have a heal as well, they're a lot more scary. Okay, they're a lot more scary to get into multiple counters, because basically if you fight more than one mob, you're basically dead. At least with the Paladin, you have better armor, can actually use a heal. That doesn't necessarily mean, though, that I'm going to do all this, and also, I completely forgot I had this. So, this ability would actually be perfect for running away, so I may have to make use of that. Because if I knew exactly how to use that ability, I can actually, make use of that to just, straight up do stuff. And since it's a ability that doesn't let me attack, it'd be basically perfect for tanking. So yeah, pretty cool. Some of these mobs are probably my mobs that I killed while running. I'm gonna try and push for finishing this quest now, if I can help it. Oh. Wait, I need some spider legs anyway, so I have to kill them no matter what. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this one. Of course, I don't get one. It's classic for you. Some of these things have a very low drop rate. Getting 2 small eggs is really nice. I could always use that.
Greetings. May the stars guide you.
Where's that file at? All the way over there. Oof. This just got a little bit more difficult. We'll try and clear all the crests in the right word area over here first before we do that. Now the Night Elf area does seem a little bit more painful to traverse. As far as I know, the only graveyard available is actually inside of Darnassus, thus making it very hard to actually find stuff. But yeah. I'm not too worried, because I'm doing the whole area anyways, so we're gonna get a couple of great quests in the next area, but I think we'll probably just go ahead and do those first then, before we do any other ones.
Go in peace.
See, before he doesn't want me to kill any of those, Ursa mobs at all. The Ursa bears, as I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna go down here next and go towards this quest. Try and finish this next. This should get me level 9. If I'm quick enough, I should be able to get to level 10. This is normally when you start doing the talent points. My talent, this is where I'm gonna start talking about talents. There are some talent builds in this game that's pretty crazy. For the most part, I'm gonna try and focus on a very specific buff you can get. Ooh, wow, actually the thing was so close that I actually got the level up by just exploring the area. I always forget about that. And yeah, you get experience from just exploring places, as you might have guessed, so exploring certain places could actually get you levels if you're close enough, which just happened to be.
Elune be with you. Goddess watch over you. Greetings. Elune light your path. May the stars guide you. Goddess watch over you.
Keep on going here. Just like someone else was already here killing some of the Timbalanes. That's not too problematic though. I don't really mind. Just trying to get some of these as they spawn, and then I'll probably walk up here and do this. Maybe I'll finish the quest after I go and complete this one over here, the Shimmering Frond quest, because that quest is, will actually send you down here anyways, so it makes sense. It's only level 5, and he actually walked up to me from quite a far away. Certain mobs will have a longer pull radius than ours, so you definitely have to watch out. I've been told one mob aggroes you from halfway across the map to attack you. That mob, I believe, is in Westfall, but probably not get to it until much later. Okay, well that one's not going after me.
It's too far away. I'm out of range. That's still recharging.
There we go. Okay, we're done with that quest now. Got quite a bit of eggs out of that too. The reason why I completed this quest so early is because I'm gonna probably use that in like the dead mines or something. That's what I'm thinking. Does it seem it seems kind of weird to use it anywhere else. Yeah, so doing that quest basically opens up another quest.
I am honored. Go in peace.
Goodness, look at all the fell codes everywhere. I guess where you going to get the tournament file filled? Where was it again? Man, it's all the way over here. There's so many dang spots near this, though. There's so many spiders near this as well, but I need to kill this one anyway, so I'll just take it off. Spider legs. Oh, see, here's a dead tree here. Already got picked up, it looks, from the looks of it. too late for that one. We're gonna kill this guy. See just how someone tried to flee from it recently. We need them for a quest, so we may as well. Yeah. This will get a lot funner to talk about when we actually start doing real quests. Later on, the level 50s, pretty much every quest is gonna be a challenge. Not kidding. There will at least be some easy ones involved in it, but most of them are just gonna be so hard to do. No, I don't want that one. That one's really high. Anything that's a different kind of mob that we can still kill for a quest, but it's a little bit higher level, we don't want. I'm just gonna go and fill the tournament file and see if I can find any fell clones and maybe fight some subsiders on the way there. Or go into the area where the ambushers are, maybe. Not this one, no. This one has normal nail pines. I don't want those. Looks like it's to send me up here from the looks of it. Being able to abuse some of the terrain could be pretty cool when you know how you're doing. Oh, look. Looks like we're gonna have to run through one no matter what. Okay, let's do this now. Immunity. Probably not the best time to use it, but oh well. You cannot attack or use any abilities yourself, so this is like, if you were in Soul, this would basically be used either when you're running or yourself. Because if you're running, you aren't usually using anything anyways, so I guess it makes sense. Okay, there we go. We got all the fell cones. Figure the best way of doing all the quests in this area is to focus on the one where you have to fill the tourmaline file. This one's so far away though. As you walking for so many different stuff to get to it. Okay, now we actually can. Cool, now we can actually take stuff and not have to run for everything. We'll probably finish the quest all the way back just to have it done for later. Ugh, these things are already starting to do damage. Pretty much any time we attack something that's yellow, it'll generally do damage to us. As a paladin, we don't really have any way of damaging it other than just the basic auto attack. This is where I say again, a lot of the melee strength is based on the gear, which means we're still really weak in the early game. And this is gonna be like that for the first 10 levels and even more after that. Just like for a long time in general, so that's where my other part comes into play, where, like I said before, if you don't have a way to heal yourself really quickly, then usually pulling more than one mob is like instant death for almost anyone. And at level 10 to 20, it probably will be in a couple spots. Now, there may be a couple of spots where I may have to take a death, but if I can at least skip past some of the mobs, maybe even find a safe spot, then it wouldn't be as bad. Because at least I wouldn't have to deal with them later. My only main problem with doing these walks is every time I get a buff on me, it's gonna be kind of annoying. Should definitely make use of our immunity to get out of these places a little bit quicker. I'm not sure why I did this kind of a loop, but at least it gave us some exploration experience. We won't necessarily be going for all of that, by the way. Looks like that spider does not demand our attention. If you ever aggro a high-level spider, they will actually have a net or something, usually, to slow you down, or a huge poison that'll slow you down even longer. And if you ever get that, you actually have to fight them. Either you fight them or you just take a death at that point. But taking a death to the side is kind of silly because they're really easy to kill. It's just they're so annoying sometimes because having them do that so effectively every time is just so annoying. I'm not going to go up here until much later in the quest line. Yeah. And I do actually know that, like, later game spiders will actually have a net to slow you down. They're still kind of annoying since there's so many of them here. Look at this. Look at this. There's, like, so many enemies right here. But I don't mind. I have a skill that needs to increase anyways called the defense skill, so if I get 3 level ups out of that, then it's not too bad, and I can always just pop a quick holy light to keep myself in check. Okay, now we can actually go back to where we wanted to be originally. Let's see, I may fight some of these higher level mobs, I may not, I don't know. I probably will try and avoid it for the most part, though. Oh yeah, see, this is the part I was talking about. I knew there was one part like this, but I knew that if I went to the upper right that I would have to go through an alpine camp. Looks like we don't have to pull anything there though, so that's always really helpful. I still need some spider legs. The next time I pull one of these, I'm just gonna kill it for the experience. So we do need the eggs still for them. Oh cool, this is the easier kind again, so we're gonna go straight into this one. And yeah, as a paladin, I don't mind getting one immediately after already killing another. Because they're green anyway, so they don't do much damage to me. Oh! That's a very rare job there. I'm gonna save that for later. It's the perfect pattern job too, because it's, I actually have blacksmithing. So those are like the rarest of the things that you could get. So when you level up professions in this game, you basically have to, there's quite a bit of times where you have to get a lot of good patterns and whatnot, but I'm not sure why, but early on in blacksmithing when I did it, there was really nothing to get from blacksmithing for the first few levels or so. Like, the gear is actually kind of crap for quite a while. But Yeah. Now, if you get a recipe drop in some of the later game stuff, like maybe even end game stuff, like gold skull mats and whatnot, getting a plan like that is actually a really good job, especially if you like, especially if you're like me, or if you're trying to collect all of the different items. It's really good. Ooh, this is actually a really good gear piece too, actually. I honestly don't mind getting this as a drop. I like that. It's probably the rarest drop we've gotten so far. Getting pretty much any kind of plan for blacksmithing or engineering is really good. Usually it's really trolly dull and they'll give you something that for a profession you're not actually doing, but in this case it did not do that, so game is really nice there. See, look at this. This is perfect. We could go and kill the Tiverans for their seeds, and we could still get all of the sprouts as well, so yeah. Most of doing all of the quests really quickly is just about optimizing your movement time, and a lot of it for the melee classes is literally just running while running to an objective while killing a mob. That's probably one of the most important things to make sure that you do, because doing that means that you just have a lot of an easier time doing this then. Yeah. There's a night elf, a hunter. The night elf hunter is actually played quite a bit. Like, I feel like a lot of people are playing night elf hunter. It seems like a really popular choice. And I think I kind of know why. I found out that not every character gets the same abilities. Sorry. Stole that mob. Don't worry though, I'll give you a buff. That was kind of funny, actually. I don't really have a good way of tagging mobs, so I'm not sure how I got that, but I'll take that. But yeah.
I need to get closer.
For other classes, this is probably going to happen quite a bit, where you go to tag a mob with one of your spells, and it takes so long to cast that if another melee is already up there, they just walk into it, hit it once, and then it's no longer tagged for them.
Till next week. What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
Perfect. Male shoulders. I mean, male. We get a male wrist. It's always nice. Oh, wow. Look at this. There's one quest where you have to go all the way over here. Interesting. Now, I didn't actually do the Now Pine Ambusher quest on the way there, but I'm probably do it with a different quest where you have to go into this big area for a bunch of stuff. Last time I went in there, it's actually a pretty painful area. You almost need a group for it, otherwise you just kind of die. So I'll try and get into a group as a when I do actually get to that quest. But that'll have to be in another part, because that actually takes a super long time to do. And leaving it is pretty painful too, so I'll probably take a death warp to get out of it.
Farewell.
Okay, so now we have the Amethyst Vial, which is the last one. Where's that at? This, where the Sentinel is, it looks like. So we're not going to be doing that one until much later then. I think we'll go ahead and get the small spider eggs now, as well as get this other quest done on that's really far away. May also be another chance to potentially consider a death warp, seeing as how it's so far on the other end. So if we get a good spawn, we might be closer to the area. Or even if it isn't not the best area, we could still warp very far. So I'm gonna try doing that. First though, I need to get some more spider legs really quick. Oh, nice. I like getting two at once.
Don't touch me!
Nice. We tricked that guy. Turned him into a frog. I mentioned in the last video that sometimes talking to that guy is very annoying. That's because if you turn him into a frog, or someone else turns him into a frog, and you go to talk to him, he actually won't be there. I know at one point in the early days where there were a lot of people playing this, that meant that very often you go in to turn a quest, and then you just have to wait for like 5 minutes or so to just to get one thing from this MCP, like literally just to talk to him. Or if you don't have the quest, like to get his quest. It's actually kind of annoying if it happens to be that you get 2 or so players that actually tag it all in a row. Ooh, this one's kind of an annoying one. We only need the Mystics, but the Warriors are right in with the Mystics. And this is the first case of the enemies are just super closely tight-packed together. Personally, I think I'm going to go for the invite strategy as soon as I go ahead and help him. Okay, I'm gonna actually take this guy then, if he's not going to do that. Okay, we're gonna take this Mystic since we need him still. Okay. Now the main problem with Paladin, as you can already see, is that it's very hard to single mobs out because you have to literally go up right next to a mob before you can even begin fighting him. Which means you're always in the danger of getting pulled by more than 2 mobs, and getting free as a Paladin is basically an instant death. So that means, yeah, although this area looks easy, I can die in it if I'm not careful, so... The Mystics are the most annoying because of the other stuff, so I think with this pack, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do my buff. I'm gonna reseal, and we're gonna walk up to this guy and just try and kill it quickly, and then try and run away from the other. Oh wow, that one respawned right away. I'm never going to run away from it. That's gonna be how I try to avoid experience. And we're gonna basically keep on looking at this named mob as he comes back. Oh wow, actually he came back right away. Okay, we're gonna heal, pre-seal, and try and get this guy before his mobs respawn.
I'm out of range.
So we'll take him at the pre-seal and just go for it. Just make sure to pull him away from our mobs, if possible. There we go. And then we have to loot his item. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, it says here, I should look at it. Glowing ammo just needs to be pulled out. Right click to open. Yeah. The first time I did this on my Night Elf, I got so confused. I was like, wait, why is that not spawning properly? And it's like, wait, whoa. I noticed, but you had to do something else. Here's an annoying thing. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the Nalpine Warriors are in the same spawning set as the Nalpine Mystics. So that means that potentially there could just be all warriors here, and that's kind of annoying. The only way we can change this is to kill our mobs. So since it seems like there's enough Nalpine Mystics, we'll actually have to go through and kill some of the mobs and try to, I guess, find an instant respawn point, which we already found pretty quickly, so we'll probably just farm that spot over and over again. Okay, we'll still try and look for mystics, but we'll probably have to start killing some of the easier warriors just to set up more spawn points, because it's kind of annoying that they spawn in, but they don't have a way to actually give you any exits, which is really annoying. So I'm mostly doing this to do other stuff. I'm gonna probably get out of this area pretty soon because I already found an instant spawn point. Just gotta farm that for like a few minutes and then I'll be good. The area does have 2 enemies, but because of the healing the Paladin has and because most of its damage is melee anyways, we're actually pretty good when it comes to packs of 2, and specifically packs of 2. Any more than that and we would probably die, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go around one more time, find whatever mystics I can, and if I can't find any for a little while, I'll probably just go ahead and start killing this particular pack over here, because one of those mobs respawns instantly. And from what I found out, it could be either a Nalpine Mystic or a Nalpine Warrior. So we have to... So unfortunately, we do have to actually kill some of the warriors too. Oh well. It's okay, right though. Gonna use the tag on this guy. Gonna move them a little bit far away since the instant respawn is kind of annoying. Oh, see, there it is. Look at that. Instantly they respawned on us. Because we are a little bit higher than them, it's actually a little bit easier to do this right now. That was an instant respawn too, like, look at that. They both came back, like, really, almost immediately. Found a mystic, so we're going to go ahead and take him out right away. Oh, yes, we have another mystic right there. That didn't take too long. Just killed these 2 packs of mobs and instantly more respawned. I'm not sure if that was the instant spawn or not. I think they actually just respawned in general. I think they weren't there before. I assume that Hunter was killing them and then...
That spell is
Oh, that one didn't want to run away. Pretty much most of the mobs that are humanoid and some very specific beast mobs will run away if you get them down low enough. some reason that Mystic didn't want to run, but the Alpine Warriors did have a run. Kind of interesting. But yeah. That's always super annoying to just get dazed. Like, you're just trying to go to a quest objective and you get dazed. We're gonna see a lot of that too, because it's kind of annoying to do. Interesting. This wasn't here before, and now it is. Kind of interesting how some of these quests that weren't here before, all of a sudden now they just popped up out of nowhere. Like, whoa. Yeah. Now, one path I was actually considering doing while doing this route is to actually potentially do like a huge jump where I don't actually go for any of these quests here beyond like maybe level 7 or 8, and then just leave this area and go to the next area and do a bunch of greens and then go ahead and do that. So I'm still not sure, but if I was doing this for time, I probably would not do that, because having a bunch of low-level quests and stuff, it'll be crazy. I'm actually gonna probably do that just for the reason that going for this long without getting a spell, especially at level 10, might be a little bit painful for me, so once I finish stuff on the next episode, I'll probably actually just naturally work to Gold Star and get my spells once I get all the level 7, 8 quests done, and then I'll try and do any other low-level quests there. Because if I want to maximize reputation gain, I have to do it before it becomes great. Because easy quests are kind of how I roll right now. But anyways, this is a good time to end off the episode, as we just reached level 10. Level 10 is where you get your first Tau point. I'm probably going to spec it into Retribution, because Retribution is that good. Both of these are really good. Or we can get one of these. Oh, here it is, actually. Oh, never mind. Reckoning. This is the one I was trying to look for. Gives you a 20% chance to gain an extra attack after being a victim of a critical strike. However, in order to do that, we have to go down the protection route. So that means we may not spec all into Retribution. I don't know. Like, spec for Reckoning? I don't know. I think Reckoning's more or less better for PvP, but still, it's actually kind of a cool talent to use. I'm probably not going to do that and focus on the melee set, because I do want to level up fast, and actually, come to think of it, wait, no. I found out from doing my Druid that lowering the mana cost of your spells is actually kind of broken. If you could like lower a mana cost of basically anything, it's really good to do. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, definitely.
Ishnu Allah.
Okay, so we're gonna get this recipe, and I think I'm gonna actually cook our first item, because if we just buy a little bit of this, we can actually do some cooking. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Show you how cooking works. So why not? Good time, dude. This is actually not bad to get started with, because this will give us our first ever food buff. Whenever you cook most of the meals, if you cook a good one, then if you eat it at any point during your adventure, you'll actually both regain health and gain a special buff, which increases your stamina and spirit for a little while. Increasing stamina spirit is generally really good for melee characters, so that means it's good for me. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get rid of these. I'll probably use Severe Voodoo Claw early on. Ooh, we have a Mage Royal. Wait a minute, what am I doing with this? Isn't this like... I'm gonna take that right back and equip it, actually. A 3.8 improve in power. Yeah. I like that a lot. I'll definitely make use of that. I was kind of lucky to get this plan right away. Gonna get rid of this food, because sometimes having too much food can be a little bit annoying, and probably not gonna ever really use the weak version of the food, because if I have this, there's no point. I'd probably end up using, like, I'd probably just drink more often, because restoring your mana is probably better than restoring your health. But anyways, we're gonna end the episode now. Yeah, so anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I've actually decided to leave this particular starting zone for later, because I mentioned I want to do as many non-gray crests as I possibly can, and in order to do that effectively, I need to zone hop. So I think what we're gonna do is just do these two, since they're right close by. And at the moment that we finish them, we're going to use our teleport and go straight to Elwyn Forest and finish off all the quests there. And then we'll again avoid the quests that are too hard. Oh, by the way, you do not want to ever join those channels. Those channels are basically trying to sell you gold, so yeah, don't join those channels. Usually these are level 1 characters that send the invite, but sometimes they are higher. But anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.